Hey guys, we have decided that we are going to try to keep our videos to a little bit shorter length, so keep it a little bit more concise, so it'll be easier to watch all of them and stuff like that.
In between 4 to 8 minutes, depends on the subject.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And so today's videos we're going to talk about the NFL.
Bunch of moves in free agency recently.
But yeah, a lot of moves in free agency. We've been talking about basketball a lot, so we want to kind of get you guys caught up on everything that's going on. The Lions made a little bit of a splash. If I
see a homer or what?
if I may, they signed Golden Tate to I think a 4-year contract, getting $5 million a year. He's 25 years old.
He's probably the best receiver they've had opposite Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, definitely. And people have been saying he had some modest numbers, but he had 898 yards last year
on the Seattle offense.
On
right?
The Seattle offense, where the Seahawks threw the ball the second fewest times in the league.
Beast mode.
and he was up against the number one cornerback on each other team, yeah. And so now he's going to be the second option. So he's going to have worse a worse secondary player guarding him.
It'll make it easier for Matthew Stafford. It'll make it a little bit easier on Calvin Johnson. I don't know about so easy.
I am loving this line.
The Packers stole Julius Peppers from the Bears, so that's like a. Yay, the Bears got hit, but the Packers are good again. It's like you can't win almost as a Lions fan.
Well, as a Lions fan, you never really win. Yeah, I mean.
Hey, I'm a Jaguars fan, so we don't even have anything to say about the Jaguars. London 2014.
I mean, they got rid of Gabbard. I mean,
finally
that's a positive. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but San Francisco wanted him, so should we have gotten rid of him? Anyway, screw Jacksonville.
Yeah, but I think with I love the signing of Golden Tate for the Lions, and I think this could change up how the draft goes too. I think that's going to be interesting. Whether they get a player to boost their secondary, which they desperately need and have needed for years, or if they get that third receiver that will make our offense just completely lethal.
And I think that this Ty Law deal is very interesting because the way it's structured is he signed with the Patriots, and he's definitely better than Aqib Talib. So they're probably playing. I don't know how much Aqib Talib was getting paid at New England, but they're probably paying him a little bit more than they did Talib. He's getting paid $12 million. There's some of that's guaranteed, and then his second year is worth $20 million, and I think it's both player and team option kind of thing. But pretty much it's like the Patriots were going to be in a position where they could franchise him and him sign for $12 million, but Ty Law's smart. He's not going to let that happen. He knows he's going to be worth $16 or $17 million next year. So he goes on the Patriots. He gets to prove his worth. He gets to play on a great team. He gets to decide if he wants to stay on a great team. He's got a shot at a championship, but I think that he's not. I only think he's going to be there for 1 year, because I think he's going to get paid 16 or 17 mil based on how he plays this year. $20 million is not something that you can pay a cornerback if you want to win a Super Bowl. That's just too much of your salary devoted to one person.
I think the Broncos kind of splurged a little bit too much on players that maybe
over the hump.
Yeah, a little bit. They were going to get these contracts, but maybe they didn't truly deserve to.
And they might not be getting any worse, these players, but they're definitely not getting better. They're definitely past their prime. DeMarcus Ware's interesting because they lost Dumervil, right? They lost Dumervil. They didn't have Dumervil last year. So I think that the DeMarcus Ware gives them more depth. I think that's fantastic. I think that's fantastic for both DeMarcus Ware and the Broncos because DeMarcus Ware has less of a load on his shoulders, which will make it easier for him, less pressure for him. But that Aqib Talib signing, you stole him from the Patriots. Okay, the Patriots signed Ty Law. Not Ty Law. Derrelle Revis. They wouldn't have signed Revis if they had Talib, I bet.
And Revis took a little bit of a pay cut.
$4 mil.
Yeah,
$4 mil.
I mean,
but why wouldn't you want to play under Bill Belichick?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you want to play with Tom Brady? I mean, he makes their team so much better.
Oh yeah.
I think that the Broncos might beat them at Mile High again, but I think that I think that New England would have a better chance of beating Seattle or San Francisco in the
New
Super
England
Bowl.
just needs to put some more weapons around Tom Brady.
And if they get into
they're relying on him way too much.
I think the only way they'll lose in the Super Bowl is if they have to play the New York Giants.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that. I really think that either in this draft or just trying to find another free agency player that's still on the market, just need some other weapon, whether it be improving their wide receiver depth, stuff like that. I think that they really need to address that on the Patriots if they want to compete.
And they're not done.
Definitely
I think you're definitely right, but I think the funny thing is that Tom Brady's going to get to the AFC Championship anyway. I just don't think that they can beat the Broncos with the lack of weapons that they have. I just Blunt came on strong at the end. Gotta love that kid. Didn't do anything in the AFC Championship game. Nothing at all. His first 5 carries were for 2 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos really keyed in on him, but I think that it's still Broncos Patriots in the AFC. But I think that the NFC isn't going to change much. But I think that the Broncos realize that they're far away from a title.
If the Lions put it together, the NFC is going to change a lot.
So you think they can get a wild card? Do you think they can win the division?
I think the Lions can win the division, especially with the. I am cautiously optimistic about this new coach because
who's the new coach?
Jim Caldwell.
He's proven a little bit.
Yeah, he was just with the Ravens, I think.
Won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
Yeah, won a Super Bowl.
Took over that offense at the very end of that year.
Yeah, and he was with the Colts before that, right?
After Tony Dungy.
Yeah. Did he win a Super Bowl there?
No. But he's an NFL mind. He's been in the NFL for a while. You gotta like that.
Yeah, and I definitely like him over Schwartz. I think it was just a complete bust as a coach. But they have all the pieces there for a great team, and we'll just see if he can be the one.
Yeah,
to put it
you're a very big Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah.
I think that the AFC is pretty straightforward. The Ravens got a lot better by signing Steve Smith, and the Panthers got a lot worse by losing Steve Smith. How do you let him go? And who are you going to sign on top of that? There aren't that many wide receiver
there had to have been
agents.
some sort of. I think there was some sort of.
Well, you heard the way they were talking about him afterwards. Very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There's definitely
Unbelievable.
not a whole lot.
That's 8 minutes. So there's our NFL little breakdown.
And look out for the Raiders to make another big splash because they have a ton of cap space, like a ton. And so
also, Mel Kiper has Johnny Manziel going to the Minnesota Vikings to play with Adrian Peterson. Would they be scary in the NFC if they got that?
That is. I was going to.
That makes that division almost just as tough as the NFC East, NFC West.
I don't know how anybody would let Johnny Manziel fall to 7. That's like
8
to 8.
I don't know if the Jaguars pick him. If the Jaguars pass up on him, I might have to not be a that might be the final straw in being a Jaguars fan. If he's there and you can take him, you're going to have 14 wins in 3 years. Jadeveon Clowney.
What a talent.
But in 4 years, you're not going to be good enough as a team to keep him for a second contract.
That's true.
Anyway, look out for our college basketball tournament brackets. Those are going to be out really soon. The bracket came out yesterday. Today is Monday. We're going to have those up probably later today, so we can get you guys helped out for your tournaments before the first round starts in Dayton, which has some very interesting games. Iowa, Tennessee, NC State, Xavier. The 16 seeds don't matter, but those 12-11 matchups are enticing.
Yeah, actually pretty interesting, and could bake for some upsets. In the first couple rounds.
This bracket is more interesting than I've ever seen any bracket.
Very, very.
We've got a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about.
Love you guys.
We'll see you guys then.
Boom.
Later.